Hello, afternoon, evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. I am Paranormal Ripples, aka Ray, and I'm back at you again with another live here on the YouTube, or the YouTube, whatever you want to say, and that. And yes, I am wearing my Paranormal Ripples green shirt tonight. Um, so that's armless self promotion, but who cares? Anyway, tonight we're going to be delving into NASA and that, and the secrets and the stuff about their blue screen technique and a lot of stuff. So as always, if you enjoy this, hello Jen. If you enjoy this, please like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, all that good jargon and everything. Hope everyone's having a good day and night or evening or wherever you're watching, like I said from. Yeah. And is everyone ready to delve into NASA? So, what if everything you've seen, like every moon landing clip, every NASA live stream was just part of a story? For decades, NASA has shown us space through controlled lenses. But in recent years, something changed. Can anyone let's think about that? Something changed. And that is when the US government decided UFOs are real, unknown crafts are entering air spaces, and yet NASA lives are still feeling filtered, edited, controlled. So tonight we're asking, or I'm asking you, are we watching space or are we watching pre- a predetermined version of space? So, like I said, think on it, and then you can talk through it as we in the live chat if you're watching live, or on the catch up with put in the comments. So, all those years ago, the Apollo 11 mission happened in 1969, if you remember. 11 years after they were founded, Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon, followed by Buzz Aldrin. And then over the next few years after that, six more missions successfully landed humans on the moon. 12 astronauts walked the surface of the moon. Evidence was collected, studied, and shared globally. That last mission before the one that's taking place right now with Artemis 2, I'm going to delve into later, which you know they're not landing on the moon this year. It's going to the moon in some aspect. 1972 was the last time we landed on the moon. 1972, everyone. So even today, orbiters have captured images of those landing sites. But despite all this, questions have not stopped, which is crazy. Because the moon landing wasn't just science, apparently it was politics. Because in the height of the Cold War, the United States was racing against the Soviets, or Russia as they're called today, and the winning wasn't optional. It was whole. Some began to ask, what if the landing had to look successful, no matter what? And this is where certain conspiracy theories were born. Claims were spread that the footage was staged, the mission was simulated, the world was shown in a controlled narrative. But these doubts have evolved into something even bigger decades later, everyone. So, if you remember, there's a theory about Stanley Kubrick, God bless his soul, that he was one of the, because I read him film 2001 A Space Odyssey, they kind of hired him to control how the moon landing was. As I mentioned in this part of my script, I'm going to tell you now about, because I write everything into a script because of my mind. So don't, one of the most talked about theories is, like I said, Stanley Kubrick secretly helping produce the footage. And the technology to fake such realism didn't exist in 1969, so that's why people argue against it. But people also say it would be more difficult to fake the moon landing than actually achieve it, because they look at the stars, the absence of them, the strange lighting angles, the unusual shadows, stuff like feels similar to modern CGI techniques that we have today in this world. So, what's everyone thinking so far in the live? What's everyone feeling? I just want to see before I carry on. What everyone's thoughts? Hang on 2 seconds, everyone. That's it. Hello, artificial. It is a bit sus. It is very much sus. So, then comes one of the most unwelcome in artificial. Look, glad to have you. Right. One of the most disturbing and unsettling facts came out, though, after all the 969 moon landing shenanigans. The original high quality recordings of it, right, were lost. NASA lost them. They weren't damaged, they weren't archived, they were lost or recorded over. And what we see today is a lower quality broadcast copy. NASA's explanation at the time was that there were storage limitations, outdated formats, and cost-saving decisions. Why? Why didn't they say one of the most important steps in all of humankind and mankind? You know, one small step for man, one giant leap, one small step for, you know, that saying, one like one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. In it, yeah, that's one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. Yeah, that saying. One of the biggest things it happened in the last 60, 70 years, and they lost the footage. Seems a bit sus, doesn't it? So why do you not have the footage? Why do you have to use a lower quality broadcast footage that people will be ripping into? And that, why? How did you lose the original footage? That should have been left. Literally, the only way they would do, and the reason why they destroyed it, you think about it, is because they were saying on the original high quality footage. Yeah, what I was going to say is, well, I'll go back into it in a minute, like the stuff like that. The thing is, if you think about it, Neil Armstrong and that literally said on the feed, because I was thinking of the live quality feed, the one that they've magically lost. They're around us. They're seeing what we're doing and they're looking at us. One, who was they? Two, NASA didn't want that getting out because when they come back down to Earth, they was they were shaking, but they never mentioned anything like that. Like they had been told, "Oh, you can't say that. Shush, hush, hush it, hush. They're not ready. Shush." Because Buzz Aldrin even come out of in the last 20 years and said there was something up there, but then he started going backtracking again. Something doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up, does it, everyone? You are indeed what, Tim? But yeah, something doesn't add up. Because now you look at it this way. Fast forward to today, right? I'll use that as an example. For the last 4 hours, right? Gonna say, and I'm just going back for across the footage now. Turn up to 4.5 hours, right? You're going to surprise me. This has been happening for the last 4.5 hours. The Artemis 2 live footage from Orion. Why is it blue screen? Apparently, according to these, the blue screen is if there's a loss of signal or if the bandwidth is needed for mission activities. But yet, mission control don't seem worried about getting the footage back. Look, they're eating. Look, they're just getting on with work. True. But the thing is, if you listen to the administrator last night when the mission was going on, he said that this is an important golden age for mankind, for the space race, because we should be having technological advancements. Basically, this year we were going to look for parking on the moon when we should have actually known where we were going to go and land on the moon anyway. Then they're going to go back and land on the moon next year, and then they're going to take the moon base up there to build. Wouldn't they already have that information from the last time? Literally. And that's what I'm going to say, artificial. If you think about it as well, mate, this is where it gets weirder. I know. And I'm going to say, UFOs were supposed to be, like, the government was supposed to be more transparent in America. They were like, yeah, we don't want to hide this anymore. We want the public to know about them. But NASA doesn't want you to know what's going on in their feeds. Like I said, like, let's fast forward, like I said, let's fast forward to today. NASA wants continuous live stream, like I just showed from space, including the International Space Station one. You have millions going on there on YouTube to look at what's going on. But viewers have noticed strange patterns like sudden signal cuts like that, abrupt camera switches, feeds going offline like that Orion one, without explanation, and there's nothing to say what's going on, right? People even say that they spot UFOs before the camera cuts. Yeah, I've heard that. And did you know about the moon when that bell, when the rocket or missile or whatever went on it, and it went like a bell, or like a bell. Right. NASA says that these interruptions are signal loss, satellite handovers, technical glitches, or mission sensitive areas where they can't disclose stuff. But people are saying that these live streams are delayed, filtered, or even censored because they don't want us to allow to see what's actually going on out in the space. And it makes sense because the US have been more open about the US government and Congress have been more open with them saying, "Here you go, we're going to sign up on the UFO stuff. You can look and see all the information about it, or UAP program, like the UAP stuff." They released official footage of UFOs, acknowledged encounters by the military, and created investigation programs into these phenomenon. But NASA still remains cautious. Like they don't want they think it's disconnect people. They think that the government is slowly revealing the truth, but NASA still wants to control the narrative of space. But why? Are they avoiding public panic? Are they protecting scientific credibility? Or are they not? Or don't they even know the full picture themselves, and they don't know what they want to do? What does everyone think? What does everyone think? And hello, everyone who's just tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Yeah, but what does everyone think is going on? Why do you think NASA is being so shielded still? That's my question to you in the live chat or watching on catch up. Why is NASA being so shielded? Yeah, I can type the question for you. Yeah, but why did they scrap it at the last minute, eh? Why did they scrap it at the last minute? It's like they're trying to control the narrative still, aren't they? If you're going to do a 24-hour stream, you'd want it to be consistent, wouldn't you? And in this day and age, you'd also think the cameras would be better quality. Then you wouldn't lose them or lose like footage. Like I'm not being rude, it's still blue. Look, and that's my question for everyone, by the way. Why do you think NASA is being more shielded in the US government, basically? Yeah, but it's been like this for God knows how long. Nearly 5 hours now. Like this. Like our official said in the live, there's 24 hours of constant streaming they were planning on showing, but then they scrapped it last minute. Why? Why are they doing that? But then, look, you got to go to this one, mission coverage. Hang on. Look. See what I mean? Then you have what? It's a bit weird, isn't it? And you have what, like I said, what the administrator said. This is the golden age of space travel for us. But then you're doing shit like this. Literally. That's why I'm calling bullshit artificial. Something is going on in this. There's enough quality now to get us quality footage. I'm not in this helpful. This is how bad it is. Look, hang on. Hang on. Everyone, you don't believe us. Right? If you're watching on catch up, and you're like, oh yeah, there's nothing going on. Go look for yourself. Right? Go to NASA on YouTube. Right? And then go to the high definition video from the International Space Station. Hello, Chloe. How you doing? This is the high definition view from the ISS. And it looks like shit. It looks like you've just gone into a fucking one-star restaurant and been told that the food is going to be done by a disabled person in a wheelchair. That's my dark humour, by the way. Sorry, everyone. But you don't get my point. Look. This is about the high definition view. What's high definition about this fucking footage? It's grainy. So grainy, it looks like ready brick. That's what the high definition footage from the International Space Station that orbits the planet. And it looks like that. Like, what the hell? So let's put this into another perspective, everyone. There's overwhelming evidence that we did land on the moon, with a moon rock studied worldwide, laser reflectors that still function today, independent tracking from multiple countries. But anomalies are, and that, here we go. No stars could be consistent with camera exposure. The moving flag could be motion from setup, not because apparently there's the thing that there was wind on the moon. Literally, artificial. Something is going on dodgy here, right? Why did it took this long for them to put moon base on the moon? Because if you think about it, back in the 70s, when all them programs were coming out on TV, like Space 999 and whatever, they were already talking about moon base already on the moon. But then all of a sudden in 2030, we're going to have it. Or 2029, 2030. About 60 years after the first, since Neil Armstrong's mission. And they also say that strange shadows, when we're going back on it, to the moon, people saying that the strange shadows could be down to uneven terrain, which I think is bullshit. People think that live stream glitches, which I researched all this, they say that they're consistent with real-time signal transmission limits, orbital interruptions, and hardware constraints in space. But there again, now this is NASA we're talking about. Some of the brainiest people in the fucking world in one place, and yet they can't talk things out like that. Not being rude. How long have they been planning this mission for? 2, 3 years, say? And yet they can't fix something like that. Literally. I know, that's her. Um, exactly. Look, Disney and National Geographic. Because it seems funny that Kennedy Space Center is in Florida, where Disney is, as well. Right, hang on, I'll tell you now, hang on. It was 2011 they were talking about doing this mission. It was only talked about as far back as 2011. So 15 years. 15 years, everyone. And yet they've not been able to sort some stuff out like hardware and camera stuff. Now, people might say to me, oh, yeah, but it's hard to do that, Ray. It's hard to do that because because the cameras have got limitations and that. And there's constraints in space and that stops them. Yeah, but it doesn't stop other people, does it? Yeah, I'll check that out, artificial. Yeah, but you know what else is funny? And I talked about it earlier. We spent all this time when you get back to the moon, right? When we talked about all the information apparently. Why is it we're doing one mission to the moon, right? Right? Why is it we have one mission to the moon a year? But if you want to go to Mars, oh yeah, we can do 3, 4 missions in a year to Mars. Or we can do 4 in the space of 2 years to Mars. Oh, by the moon, we've got to wait about 20 years, 30 years. Well, in this case, 50 odd years. Like, what's the difference? Mars is further. Oh yeah, but it's not it's not manned. It's not a manned mission. Like you can't take a crew to Mars. I'm not saying that, but you're sending rockets up there to Mars on doing the rover and stuff, ain't you? So that's still got to go up there somehow. Literally. That's the thing. You've got all this fucking money. That's like I say about NASA every single year. NASA has all this money. They invest in the space race. They don't care about the under the floor of our old ocean. Because 5% of that's undiscovered, and yet they're supposed to have a fucking division dedicated to the deep ocean. They want to get to the moon as quickly as possible, to Mars. Then you've got all the shit with Jupiter that goes on in the background, like the Lucifer program, that people don't even know about, which they were trying to transform Jupiter into a second sun. Then they're finding stuff in Saturn and Uranus. It's like, what the fuck is going on? If you want to do one thing at a time. Don't you know what I mean? You watch, because they'll come back in 10 days' time. They'll say, "Oh yeah, we found a bit of stuff and everything, but hang on, we're going to go back up to Uranus next week, or something like that." It's getting ridiculous with NASA. Hello, everyone who's just tuning in. There you go. Still a blue fucking screen. Well done. All that money into NASA and it gives us a blue fucking screen. Fuck me, man. Hello, Cam. It's been on this for the last 5 hours, bro. Yeah, still blue. It's so blue it could be its own fucking adult category on Pornhub. Yeah, it's fine, bro. But this is where it gets weirder, Cam. The mission coverage from the actual control room is showing stuff. The actual thing is still down. But according to our official, they were told to run a 24-hour stream and that of this, but they decided at the last minute, now we'll scrap that. We'll scrap a 24-hour stream. So why did they scrap it? No. Yeah, it's going up to 5 hours. 5 hours of blue. You could stick Bonnie blue in the middle of this and it wouldn't even make it a better picture. And then there you go. And this is mission coverage. Literally. So why at the last minute they change it? Oh yeah, we're going to have a 24-hour stream for you guys. But then we change it to just, yeah, scrap it at the last minute. Unless they want to control the narrative. I'm just looking at something. They're coming back down towards Earth. That's about 30,000 miles from Earth when I last looked. Now the capsule's about 29,000 miles from Earth. Pretty much. You look, everyone. Hang on. They're falling back towards Earth. Look, I know it's nothing important because people will say it doesn't matter, but they shouldn't really be folding in, coming back down towards the Earth orbit. Look, what's going on? You know, is any news? Anything coming through? No. Yeah, they said they'd stay on the outside Earth orbit until they were ready. Then they were going to sling them in towards the furthest anyone's ever gone, and then around the moon. Something's going on. I think I'm sure something is going on. But you want to know something as well, Cam? He'll go. Oh, and then this is where it'll get weirder because I official Jim and Chloe will tell you this. Right? There you go. Look, this has just happened to the ISS. Yeah, like this has just happened to the ISS, right? Well, you know something. You can't rewind the ISS footage, but you can rewind the Artemis 2 footage. You see that, everyone? Talk about controlling the narrative. You can't rewind the fucking ISS footage. But you can rewind every other footage. Why is that? If they're not going to control it, if they're not controlling the narrative, what are they doing? But look, because you can go back and change the normal one. Look, look, you can change this normal one. Look, you change the normal one. But why can't you change the high definition one? What's going on? Was that artificial? Literally, Chloe. And when I look at artificial, I know. Hmm. Bit funny, isn't it? Wouldn't they already know what the flight plan was before they got uploaded? So wouldn't why do you need to upload a new flight plan? Wouldn't they have all the flight plans preloaded? Wouldn't they already have all the flight plans preloaded onto their stuff? Could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I swear that you think they don't have it all preloaded. Literally. Look, so they're so calm. But yeah, when you think that they'd have the international, yeah, literally. Like, wouldn't you have all the pre-flight plans already put onto your into the capsule or into the tablet or whatever you're using? Why do you need to have it uploaded from NASA control? Why does it have to be done one flight plan at a time? And why does it have to be uploaded to the flight capsule? Wouldn't you want it all in one? You know, I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't no reason because this day and age, NASA has the best internet. Everyone must admit, NASA has the best internet in the entire world. But their explanations are up there with politicians. Absolute bullshit. I'm not sure you'll be on now, artificial. Yeah, and when has NASA wanted to stream on Twitch? Like, Twitch is a gaming platform, man. Like, no offense. Look, so when has NASA Wanted to stream on here. And if you look, they're not even live at the minute, look. It doesn't make sense to me. I'll look at more of it in a bit. But yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why? Look, hang on. Avatar. I'm back, so. Hang on, I'm a minute. Avatar. That is one of the biggest movies in Disney history. Avatar. Well, not Disney history, but you know what I mean. Look, 20th Century Fox. James Cameron made it. And that was about start going into space, weren't it? So then why are we calling our stuff Avatar now? NASA. Yeah, but we're not going to be listening to it because you're going to cut it off. Because you look, here you go. Let's see if the space station's back. No, the space station ain't back. So this is all getting one big dodgy picture now, isn't it? So you cut in Artemis's thing and you ain't restored it. You got the space station till up there and you ain't restored it. This all seems a bit fucked, doesn't it? And then they mentioned Avatar just now in relation to getting tissue and stuff from the astronauts. Like what the fuck? There is something going on. Hang on, 2 seconds. What's happening there? All right, mate. I am. Why? Yeah, I've muted for 2 seconds. Hang on. 2 seconds, everyone. It's gone. No, that's fine. Hmm. Right. Which I kind of said wouldn't be any reason why they need a redone. Yeah. And is that why you were looking at your baby stuff? Sorry about that, everyone. There you go. There's the dimensional avatar. Everyone. That is a bit that was getting me confused. That is a bit that was getting me confused. Like, where's Avatar? Why is Avatar getting mentioned? You know what I mean? Why is Avatar getting mentioned? Sorry about it, everyone. I just had to take that. um, why is Avatar getting mentioned in the fucking thing? And you see here about National Geographic, they got to doing gold polls and all that. So then why are we getting live footage of that then? Why do you have to keep it covered for documentary purposes? It was mentioning that didn't you hear it? Artificial. Nom. Here you go. Let's see if I can get up here. Artificial.
Strength training flywheel device. That is a power translunar injection in PM Central. They're on the mission their day, including
There you go.
with multiple. NASA selected National Geographic to Orion spacecraft.
There you
Through a
go.
competitive selection process, NASA selected National Geographic to help tell the story of Artemis 2. The crew is equipped with multiple GoPros, both Max and Hero 11, and each day they're timelined to film from a shot list provided by National Geographic, which include different portions of their day, including their morning routine, talking with their families, exercising, and thoughts on the mission.
So just them select things. Nothing else. Weird, isn't it? Feels weird to me that. That's fine, artificial. I normally talk about this all in Discord as well, in my Discord, but it's crazy. Like, they're dropping altitude, you know. Literally. Saying that it doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up to me. This is a mission that feels more. Doesn't, and if you're telling me, right, this is where I'm going to go with a NASA revive round off. NASA controls the narrative, obviously. 1972 was the last time we went on the moon, obviously. But we've obviously had crater shots. We've had understanding of what's going on the moon, right? Why do we have to go back up there to find out where we can park for the moon base? Oh yeah, we'll get told. Oh yeah, they need to be up to date shots. They in case anything. Why do they need to be up to date shots? Are you? Well, how do you know that? No, and then there's all. You know what I mean? So I mean, I need. Hello, everyone who's just tuning in. It does seem weird to me. But yeah, like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, everyone. Because you don't want to miss anything I put out. Also, come and be part of the Discord. Yeah, there is some weird shit going on. There is some weird shit going on, of course. Like, I'm gonna have to. There's on the weekend, because it's Easter weekend, obviously. We can go. We're gonna delve into one. I want to do one big podcast on here with as many people who want to tune in, join in as possible, and I want everyone's views because there's something going on here, right? And that's why I said come be part of the Discord talk because we can plan ahead of what we're going to talk about, stuff like that. But yeah, I want your guys in. I want everyone in who wants to be a part. Let me know because this is going to be massive. Because I want to blow this out of the water, basically. Because something dodgy is going on. NASA is look. I'm looking at the feed now off stream. They're just under 27,000 miles away from Earth again. Why is it dropping? Oh yeah, the engines are off. Well, if the engines are off, you shouldn't be fucking dropping that rapidly. Seems kind of fucking weird. But yeah, I'll watch your video, Artificial, don't you worry. No, no, they shouldn't do that. They should just send fucking Godzilla up into Earth's orbit. Send him to fucking the moon. But honestly though, it is ridiculous. Hello, everyone who's just tuning in. It is ridiculous though what NASA's doing. They talk about control. It's like really fucking weird shit. But yeah, over the weekend, you touched me to fucking bring that up, Tim. But yeah, that's what it was. That's my plans for this weekend, everyone. I want to do a big podcast, live stream on here about everything like that. So, like I said, if you want to be part of it, like I said, let me know in the Discord, or if you want to be part of the Discord, let me know by dropping your names in the chat or in the comments, and then I'll add you and send you a link. But I will say, right, I will ask you questions now, so you can either answer them in chat, or if you're watching live, or you can answer them in the comment section. But these are the three questions I've got to ask. Do you trust what NASA showed us? Have you ever seen something strange in one of their live streams? And do you think the truth about UFOs is finally coming out? They're the three questions. Literally. You're welcome, Artificial. But yeah, if you want to be part of Discord, let me know. Yeah, crazy though, just to think, you know. Um, yeah. What's that? You know. Yeah, Canada happened the other night on my live diff, remember? He had that start doing out to him. But yeah. But yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna it's gonna be a big lucky stream. I'm gonna probably do it Saturday. I'm gonna do it Saturday because tomorrow I'm gonna be talking about. Well, there's some more theories about UFOs and that. But yeah, we talk about it all in. Like I said, if you want to be part of Discord Artificial, leave and that. Just put your name in the chat, and I'll give you a friend request and add you to my server. But yeah, it's weird how they're live doing that though, Tim. But yeah, the three questions I've got, everyone, is: do you trust what NASA shows us? Have you ever seen something change in one of their live streams? Right? And do you think the truth about UFOs is finally coming out? They're the three questions that I want you to answer, either in chat or in the comments. Yeah, tomorrow, because tomorrow, Tim, I'm doing a live stream about oh bloody hell, oh alternate reality, I think, or paranormal. I'm not too sure. But Saturday, I want to get everyone in for one big discussion. Um, bloody hell, Artificial. But yeah, I want to do one big conversation on Saturday, and that's why I said, if you're not part of Discord, everyone, then you need to be part of it because we need to. Because I want people in who be, you know, who want to be part of the community and also want to share their voice in. I'm glad you get to keep up to date with me when I'm offline. Yeah, I have no idea what administrator meant said by that either. If you don't know what he's referring to there, Tim, I'll play the video now before we leave. Right. No. Literally. Wait, I'll tell you the bit that it was that made me fucking roll up. Where is it? Literally. Weird. Right. This is the administrator, right? For NASA.
50,000 miles away, and it's going to set up for this.
Get ready.
On Artemis 4 and science trying to create on.
And 4, but first is Artemis 2. What will be our single greatest takeaway from this mission?
Hang on.
Orion space. The territory for us plus Orion is safe. Learn as much.
Actually had a pretty young audience
Here you
today.
go. Get
Here's
it.
some kids running around the balcony. How do you hope Artemis 2 inspires that next generation?
You know, I talk about this all the time. Like, you know, one of our, I think, our overarching KPIs that we should always be tracking is the number of people living and working in space. Well, you know what's another strong number 2 on that one? It's the number of kids that are dressing up as astronauts for Halloween so that they grow up, that they're inspired to want to join in this grand endeavor, whether they come work with us here at NASA or they join in industry, but they're helping humankind venture out farther, pursue all the secrets of the universe.
Yeah.
There you go. When has NASA come out and said about secrets of the universe, eh? That's the first time I've ever heard that from a NASA administrator. Did I watch a Charlie Duke interview with Danny? Yeah, I did. I did see that. But yeah. How weird's that, everyone? When has NASA mentioned that? Or talked about that? That's like some kind of weird fucking weird shit. Literally. But yeah, if you want the Discord and that, feel free, official. You're more than welcome to come in. You're already in there. But yeah, Saturday can be the one of the big ones. So, because basically, I want everyone to have a voice on Saturday about what's going on truly. We're going to blow this up. We're going to blow this roof up. And this community can boom. Because we're going to fucking talk about stuff like the important shit. It's not that these people don't want to talk about. But make a note, Saturday is going to be the day when we're going to talk about big things. And there's still a blue screen on the Orion camera. Why is it still blue? Why is it still blue? Can't be fucking bandwidth trouble. But they're still connecting with a fucking astronaut with a voice. By radio or whatever. Literally. But yeah, that's why I said we talk about that in the Discord. When you're talking. Yeah. What? Wait, listen to it, Tim. What? What? Mm. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, so Artificial, do you want to be part of Discord, mate? I'm seeing something weird, Tim. This is weird. Right. Anyways. Yeah, I know. Because he just said that about the, you said about the administrator, and I already played that, and I was like, you sent a message 3 minutes ago. Right, what? And yeah, you will what, Artificial? You want a Discord? No, if he just gives me his name, then I can just add him, can't I? Otherwise, I don't know if hang on, I can send a link into the. Hang on, can I send a link into the chat? Hang on, if I send a link into the chat and just make it one, one use. Oh, I've done it now, Tim. There you go, Official. If you want to be part of Discord, there's your link. There's your invite link. I'm doing right now. True. Did mine turn into an hyperlink? Yeah, did mine turn into an hyperlink? Same here, Artificial. Yeah, click on that link, Artificial. Right. And then you can join in onto the server. But I'm going to end the stream now. But when I see, like I said, on Saturday, I want to do one big giant pod thing on this, right? Right. I want to do one big giant like live stream, and I want everyone who wants to get involved. So I'm going to talk about everything in Discord. Right. So, but then you can get up to date with us offline as well, Artificial, and then talk about stuff with everyone else. Right. Yeah, that's fine, Cam. We'll go into VC, and then what we'll do is we can talk in there before I go on to TikTok. Yeah, that's fine. I'll probably have you on there. I'll probably have Cam if he's around. John if he wants to come on. Artificial if he wants to come on. You know, a lot of people. I want to get people's thoughts, and I want to get a fucking big thing. I know I don't come on my own this week, but I want to get a big fucking goal going. We need to talk about NASA and what they're planning, because something is going on in NASA's mind, and I don't know what it is. But we need to get to it. But we might be further from the truth, or we might be closer to knowing what it is. Yeah, that's fine. Right, I'll see you in a minute. Obviously I'm going to VC now, and that. So I'll see you in there in a minute. All right. All right. See you all in a bit. Take care. Thanks for joining me tonight. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, so you don't miss anything, especially tomorrow. Big love to you all. Have a good night, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye, everyone.